The third thing Jesus says is, I go to prepare a place for you. For you. I guess this is the one that got to me the most yesterday, when I felt literally his presence in the bedroom when I was reading through the notes. He isn't speaking generically, he's speaking specifically. Dana just caught my eye. Jesus is preparing, Dana, a place for you specifically, as if you were the only human being that's ever existed. Now think about this. Is Dana unique? Nobody make fun of him. Is he unique?
No.
Every one of you, God made specifically. He made precious. He made unique. Every one of you. Now just think about this. You have a home, promise number one. Promise number two, Jesus personally is going there and preparing a place.
I'm go get some napkins, paper, leaves and parts.
Jesus is going there to prepare a place, and he's going to prepare a place for you. I want you to think about yourself for a minute. You think about this for just a second. Think about how unique you are. What kind of things do you enjoy doing? What's your personality like? What has God constructed into the very essence of who makes Dana Fry, or who makes Ned Salter? Ned Salter is different from Dana as Dana is from Lee Osmond. And every one of you is unique, and God made you that way. And he is gone to prepare a place, a home for you in heaven that is specifically designed for you. Everything that you would enjoy, everything, the stuff that Lee likes, Dana isn't necessarily going to like. Stuff that Ned likes, John doesn't necessarily like. Whatever this place is that God has prepared for us, this place, this home in heaven, this abode, what the King James Version translates as mansion, maybe it is a mansion. Maybe some of you would hate the idea of a mansion because it's too hard to clean and you want a tiny home. Whatever floats your boat, the way that you are, the way God constructed it, the way God wove you together with all your preferences, that's the place he has prepared for you. In the Greek, the word is specific to the individual. It isn't meant, just a blanket statement to the whole church. It's to be read as if you're reading this directly from God to you, and God is telling you through Jesus Christ that I have prepared a special place in heaven for you. It's going to be filled with the stuff you like. It's going to have all the colors that you like, and all the shapes, and all the activities, and all the interests, and all the whatever that you like specifically to you. Specifically to you. That's how special this place is going to be. So Jesus says, let your hearts not be troubled. I hate to see you with worry on your heart. I hate to see your face distraught. I hate to see you like this. Listen, just trust me, just like you trust in God, because listen to me. I prepared, there's a place for you in my Father's house. And I've been there, and I know it, and I've seen it, and I created it, and I personally have set it up for you. It's not theoretical. I've personally set it up, and it's number three, it's for you. It's specific to you. You're going to love it. It's everything that you love. Take comfort. Go through anything you have to go through in this world, because this is what waits for you. And then four, if I go to prepare a place for you, I will come again and receive you unto myself. That where I am, you may be also. Everything that he told us is great. Doesn't it sound great? Doesn't it sound great that you have a home, that Jesus himself has prepared it, and it is made specifically tailored to you? That all sounds good, but the best part by far, all three combined, the best part is this last piece, and that is Jesus is what makes heaven heaven. It always was, it always is, and always will be about him, our precious Lord and Savior. None of this would matter unless we can be in his presence forever. And this is the fourth thing that he's promised you is, listen, you got a place, you have a home. I've taken care of everything personally. It's going to be phenomenal because it's specifically made for you. But the best part is you and I will be together forever. Your sin will never separate you from me because you won't be able to sin anymore. We'll be best buds. We'll be pals. We'll have wonderful conversations, go on phenomenal adventures because I'll be with you. Because where I am, there you will be also. God does not want us to have a troubled heart. This section in John 14 was so impactful to so many of the early church fathers and to great men of God even to this day. I'm going to tell you a couple of stories. John Gray wrote, "Who could mind the journey when the road leads home?" You ever been on a tough trip? We talked about Jim in Vietnam. Sometimes maybe you guys are doing a tough job and you just look forward to going home, or you have some awful responsibility that you have to do and you just want to, you're looking forward to just going home. That sense, that feeling, this is what Jesus is talking about. And he's given us these four promises to constantly wash over and over in our minds to keep our hearts from being troubled. Because guys, we're going home. And he's told us how awesome it's going to be. And not only how awesome it's going to be, but he's personally going to be there with us to share in the awesomeness. Everybody has heard of Peter Pan. The author who wrote Peter Pan was a man by the name of James Barrie. This Paul wouldn't be happy unless I wove a story into today's teaching. Now, James Barrie wrote a lot of different books besides Peter Pan, but one of the books that he wrote was about his mother. His mom was Margaret Ogilvy, and it was about them growing up in Scotland. And apparently they had kind of a tough life, especially his mom. She endured a lot of misery in life. As a matter of fact, one of the things that she went through was the tragic loss of one of her kids. Now, what Barrie wrote of his mother, I think, was really interesting. Barrie wrote that his mom's favorite Bible chapter was John 14. She read it so often, he said, that when she would lay her Bible down and it would flop open, it would fold open to John 14. The binding in her Bible had been so trained through repetition that it would just naturally fall open to John 14. He said later in her towards the end of her life, when her eyesight was gone and she could no longer read her Bible, she would stoop down to the place where it would naturally fall open in her old family Bible and bend down and kiss the pages of John 14. She's going home. Guys, we're all going to go home. We can get through anything if we just know What Jesus is saying, that we're all going home. And how awesome of a place it will be, not the least of which is because Jesus himself will be there. This has got Christians through everything for 2,000 years. People were impaled on spikes. They were drawn and quartered. They were burned alive, dipped in tar, and burned alive in Roman gardens to provide night light. They were fed to lions. They were crucified. They were the ways that Christians have suffered and died through the ages is only limited by the cruel imagination of mankind. And what got every single one of them through this was these 4 promises in John 14. And the person that issued those promises isn't some cold antiseptic theologian sitting in an ivory tower in a seminary somewhere. It's Jesus Christ, your Lord and Savior, who himself, his heart was troubled just a few verses ago. He knows your pain. He's felt your pain. He sees your pain, and he wants to remove your pain. And he tells you how to do that. All right. I lied. I didn't even get to 5 or 6. I don't want you guys to miss this, because if there's something that you keep and record for yourself personally, it's this, because guys, we're all going to be there. Maybe you're not there today. Maybe everything's rosy in your life today, and you don't necessarily need to hear this message today, but it's life, guys. There will come a time when you will need to reflect on this, and you will need these notes, and you will need to read this, because life is tough, but we can get through it with each other, and we know we're going home. All right, take yourselves off mute.